I wanted to talk to you today about a mental model that I've been processing for years around 3 stages of existence, right? Those 3 stages are thinking, doing, and being. So I used to think that the only stages that I can exist in are thinking and doing, right? If I wasn't thinking about doing something, I need to be doing something. So this came about because I realized that I was spending a whole load of time thinking about doing stuff, but never actually doing stuff. And I think this is common with most people who think about doing something in the future, but that day never comes. So thinking of the idea is only 1%. Doing is the other 99% where you bring it into reality. So the difference isn't about thinking of the idea, the difference is in doing, actualizing the idea. So I went through a few years of this mental model where I thought I should either be thinking or doing. But then I realized there was a third stage, which is being. So there's a quote from Blaise Pascal who says, "All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone." Being able to sit quietly in a room alone is that being state, right? And it's different from doing because I'm not actually doing anything. I'm just sitting there, being in the experience, observing what is happening in my reality. So by balancing out the 3 stages of existence of thinking, doing, and being, I feel like I have more energy, more motivation, more concentration, and more mental clarity. So I do think that it makes me more productive, but I wouldn't say that the reason why I do it is so I can be more productive. So I don't have an aim when going into this. Sometimes it's quite hard to get into that state because I'm thinking about an idea or I'm doing something and I don't want to stop, and just being able to cut it out and go into that being state can prove to be quite difficult. But a question that I found helpful is, if your mind is thinking, then who is observing your mind thinking? So asking that question to myself of who is observing my mind, who is noticing the thoughts in my mind, that has helped me gain separation to my thoughts, separation to my emotions, which has helped me take more control over my daily life. So I'd recommend, if you think you're spending too much time in thinking mode, balancing it out with more being feels counterproductive because you're actually not doing anything. But for me, that time spent doing nothing has been more useful for the rest of my waking hours in the day. So there's an article that I read from Mark Manson who talks about you have 2 minds, an observing mind and a thinking mind. So separating your observing mind and your thinking mind is a skill, it's a habit that takes some time to do. But once you do it, you'll start pulling away your thoughts to not be so identified with them and stop them having so much control over you. So I'll put a link to that article in the description below.